Hello, so this is part 2 of paper 22, February-March 2022. So question number 7, n is more than -1. If the circle was shaded, then that would be n is more than equal to -1, right? Next we have question 8. Question 8 part 1 asks us to draw the reflection on the y-axis. And part 2 is translation by the vector -3 and -4, which is 3 units to the left and 4 units down. As for part B, they want us to describe the transformation from triangle A onto triangle B. So clearly this is an enlargement. Right now I'm just connecting the lines to find the center. So the center is over here. And now let's find the scale factor. So that's 1 unit and that's 2 units. So from A to B you have to divide by 2. So your answer would be enlargement with the scale factor 1/2 and center 9 and -1. So for question 9 is just factorization. So first you take the A out and then you take the 3 out, giving us 3a 4a squared minus 7. Next we have question 10. Find the first 3 terms of the sequence. So I'm just going to substitute n is equal to 1, 2, and 3. Right, so when n is equal to 1, that gives me 8. N is equal to 2, that gives me 11. And n equals to 3, that gives me 16. So 8, 11, 16 are my answers. For part B, I'm going to show you 2 methods. One using the formula. The formula is nth term equals to a plus with n minus 1d. A is the first term, and in this case it is 15. So 7 equals to 15 plus with 2 minus 1, because 7 is the second term. So 7 minus 1, d. So now to find d, it is 7 minus 15, which is minus 8. But this is not the final answer because you have to expand, right? Second method is without the formula. So this is manually. First you find the difference between the sequences, and in this case it is -8. So minus 8n. So minus 8n, 1, 2, 3, 4th term is -8, -16, -24, and -32. So -n plus what would give us 15? 23. Then you can just double check your answer if it makes sense. This method might be confusing, so if it's confusing for you, you can just stick with the formula. Alright, so your final answer is -8n plus with 23. Okay. Moving on to question 11. This is a positive correlation. Positive correlation is when things are proportional. That means when one thing goes up, the other goes up, or when one thing goes down, the other goes down. Negative correlation is when things are inversely proportional. So that means when one thing goes up, the other goes down, or when one thing goes down, the other goes up. So for question 12, it's a simple interest question. What I'm going to do is just find 2.5% of 700, which is the principal amount. That is 17.5. But this is only for 1 year. We want to find for 6 years. So what we're going to do is 17.5 multiplied with 6, which is 105 for 6 years. So 700 plus 105, where 700 is the principal amount, would give us an answer of 805. Therefore, our final answer is 805. So for part B, I'll just be using the compound interest formula. And here's is the compound interest formula in case you are not aware of it, where r over 100 is basically in percentage or in decimal places. Now I'm just going to start shifting everything to the other side to make r the subject. After substituting, that leads me to r equals to 100 multiplied with 1030.35 over 700 power 1 over 17 minus 1. So you carefully put that into the calculator, and I got an answer of 2.3%. And that's all for part 2 of this paper.